Alrighty, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zander Zaidel, and welcome to FRL for an amazing race here at the Indianapolis road course. We are in for a treat as we have some newer guys racing with some of the biggest names in FRL. Patton makes his first start tonight, but will he be able to pull it off? He's a great road course racer indeed. We also have some other people like Jagger. He is starting from the pole tonight. Brandon, the league owner, he's going to be in second, and some other big name guys as well in the field. Obviously, Indy is known for the high speed straightaways and a box shaped like oval, but we're not doing that tonight. I cannot wait for tonight as we are at the road course. It is a completely different beast other than shaped, the oval shaped oval. For sure, a different task for a lot of drivers. A lot of people are not road course guys, but some people are. I mean, you have people that are ringers, as we call them, that are really good at just road courses and road courses only. But then you have some people that are good at a lot of different places, and you have a lot of people that will be tested tonight for sure. Now, as we are waiting for the race to start, obviously the race starts in 5 minutes. We'll kind of debrief a little bit. We'll go over some starting lineups, and we'll go over some key factors of this race, as I think that a lot of them are going to be a main factor for tonight. For sure, a task at hand for a lot of racers. Starting in first tonight is the one-time Xfinity winner, Jagger. Jagger is going to be in the 20 car, starting from pole. In second is the league owner himself, Brandon, in the 88 car. Third is projected to be Austin Sauce in the 2 car. Fourth is the super speedway king himself, Piper, in the 9. Fifth in his first race this season is Patton in the 21. And then for the rest of the lineup, we'll continue. And sixth, we would have had, we are still going to have Cade himself, great racer of this league. He's been here for a while. Starting 7th in the 8 car is Baseball Kid, a young, talented driver who looks to have more consistency and will find his rhythm, I believe, here tonight. Starting 8th in the 7 car is Trappin and Dabbin. He's brand new, looking for a great start tonight. Starting 9th in the 3 car is Downer. Starting 10th is the 18 car of Ben B. Scholes, 44. Starting 11th would have been Liam, but sadly Liam cannot make it tonight. Liam was looking forward to this race as he looks at himself as more of a road course type guy. Starting 12th is MH. He will be looking to make an impact statement tonight after a little bit of a feud last week at the doubleheader at Daytona and Talladega. 13th is the 42 car of Baseball Freaks, so we have some baseball connections in here tonight for sure. Starting 14th in the 48 car is Worscod. Worscod, definitely a veteran now of this league, as he's been here for a long time. Starting 14th is BS Bradley. He's been here for a while too. He will look to make a nice little march to the front, I guess, as I wouldn't say that he's a road course guy, but man, is he sneaky fast on those road courses. Look out for him. And starting at the caboose, starting last tonight, is indeed Frosty in the 37. He also is a veteran. Obviously, some guys will not be here. Some guys will be here. And it will definitely be interesting to see how that will shake up and how that will change. As we look more at the race and get more in depth, you have to look at some of the people that will be starting at the back, starting up front, and sort of how that will change. I do want to say I will be looking and taking note of some drivers that I feel like have had pretty solid races or under, kind of flying under the radar. I look to not show light to one person more than I do the others. I feel like everyone deserves an equal opportunity to be shown, and if someone is having a good day, you'll definitely know about it. As at the end of the race, I plan to do what I'm going to call is my my driver of the day, sort of what F1 does in real life. I'll do a driver of the day every broadcast that I will be doing here. and with the goal and the purpose of to spread and show light to people that had a really good race. I feel like if you account for laps led, or maybe just the fact that we don't look at someone like, we'll take a Jagger as an example. I find Jagger to be super good at road courses, but I don't find him to be a winner at road courses. I think he'll be a sneaky candidate for tonight. And if he leads a lot of laps, I mean, he could be walking out here with a W tonight. So let's look at the chat. Piper's in here. Hey, Piper, how you doing? Good luck tonight, sir. I think it's going to be a great race for you. We'll be monitoring you throughout the night. We'll be monitoring a few streams throughout the night just to see how some people are doing, as sadly here on NASCAR Heat 5, it is unable to see the lap counter. There's no ticker for people that are streaming. Looks like we also got Baseball Kid in here. It's nice to see everyone out. Supporting the stream for sure. Good luck to all the guys that are racing tonight, as I know it is not an easy task to race at the Indianapolis road course. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of discipline. As we're now getting 10 o'clock right now, I need to pull up some streams right now. As tonight is my first night streaming and broadcasting. It should be fun. I, of course, look at myself as more of the driver standpoint, but to be able to come in and stream these races and show them to you guys is a big opportunity to me, and I will not take that for granted. I feel as though if you show who yourself is in certain situations like this, I think it proves to be a great thing. As I'm waiting for some people to go live now. Piper says, thanks, mate. I love Indy road course, but not enough to win. I think it could be your night, Piper. You never know. Jagger saying, what's up? Good luck, Jagger, starting from the pole tonight. And that fast number 20. For sure going to be one to watch. I think anyone can win. I'm not going to say who a clear favorite is tonight. But if I was to give favorites, obviously it's not too far to look from some great road course guys. I think Brandon's sneaky good here. I think that Piper doesn't give himself enough credit. Cade could be one up there. He's one of those people that can either have a great night or a decent night. Baseball Kid's good. Obviously, you can't skip after Patton. I think Liam would have done very good tonight, but sadly, I don't think he is racing as he got called into work. F to pay respects in chat. But no, we're getting about ready to go here. I'm just waiting on I have not gotten an invite. So Piper is now live. I am still waiting on an invite. And I also, of course, need to wait until I can join. So if anyone is in the chat right now that is racing, if you could spam me with invites, that'd be awesome. As Jagger sending some very sus emojis in the chat. No, I'm very excited for tonight, though. I think of looking at this as a different perspective than my normal one. Obviously, racing in FRL for as long as I can remember. I mean, I've been racing here for 4 or 5 years, so to be able to look at it from a bird's eye view is definitely exciting for me, and I'm not going to look away from it. It'd really suck if they won the race and they didn't send me an invite. Again, it'd be awesome if I can get an invite. Now we're just waiting to get ready here, everyone. It shouldn't take that long. as you know, this is the fun part of broadcasting, is when we have moments like these where you kind of wait. And right now, obviously, waiting, but now the lobby's made. I have not gotten an invite just yet. Which, you know, maybe they don't like me. I do want to shed some light, though, on some other series, obviously, in FRL. Obviously, this is more of a developmental league. So we're going to have a formation lap, by the way, tonight as we look to get set up, and I just got my invite. So thank you to Brandon for sending me the invite. Obviously, I'll have to wait, and he sent me more. Thank you, Brandon, so much. Obviously, I need to wait until they get into the race, but that won't be for a minute. The Indianapolis road course is such a tough racetrack, especially going into turn one. I feel like turn one, Indianapolis road course is so extremely hard. Obviously, the road course here has gotten way harder since they've sort of been more strict with the track limits, as I could say. It seems like now the little you go off, or the more you go off, the more likely you are to get a penalty. And I feel like there should be some cutbacks on that, and from a driver standpoint. But obviously, from a perspective of the broadcaster, to see some people make mistakes, it obviously makes the race more interesting, and sheds light to some people that obviously would not be up there, I guess. But I feel that turn one is very tricky. You'll redline a lot. If you're not perfect on the brakes, you could spin out. I mean, it's such a tough racetrack in general. And in my opinion, I would say it's probably one of the hardest road courses you have in NASCAR, especially in NASCAR Heat 5. Obviously, you have some easier ones. I feel like Canadian Tire is easier to the public eye than what it feels. And I think that Mid-Ohio has its challenges. I think Watkins Glen's very easy, as we've had it for a long time. I think Sonoma's difficult because Sonoma has that now, that kind of carousel, that intersection that we haven't used in a whole lot, and now obviously the game's kind of broken with it as they're getting ready to get into the race. I think I can join now. I'm not gonna do it until I see Piper. Okay, I'm gonna join now. Right, we're getting in here. Obviously, some other road courses that are challenging. I think Road America is very difficult. Road America is, in my opinion, probably the most difficult one that we have, because Road America is very long and it's very challenging, and it's hard to get into a rhythm at a track that is so long. But a lot of drivers, like myself, are rhythm race car drivers, and I feel that rhythm is all about how you get around places like that. As getting into this race, I'm very excited. Again, I know I will say it a lot tonight that I am very excited, but I really, truly am, as we have this beautiful look at this 88 Planters car on pit road. Pit box selection is not that big, but it could be big tonight if comes down to it. Obviously, we run manual yellows here in FRL, so if we have a caution, I will not know right away. But all right, now here we go for the formation lap. Obviously, we'll have some different camera angles. Obviously, I'm not a veteran to this. I'm a rookie, as we say. So my rookie stripe should be pretty long. So we have to you have to sit tight with me for a minute as I figure out all the controls, obviously, and I figure out what I am doing. But got Cade. I'm not sure what Cade is doing. But he'll figure his way out. He's a special character. The leader should be Jagger, as Jagger seems to just be in the back. I don't know, maybe if he's just trying to go to the back, but Piper is stopping. This looks like a little bit of a interesting scenario currently. Here comes Jagger to the front. Obviously, now another thing that we should bring up here now is lane choice. I think lane choice is very key. I think lane choice at a road course like this is tough, and I think Jagger is going to take the right side. So your first turn is a right-hander, so look at it this way. You have, I'd imagine you'd have your odds on the left and your evens on the right, as I just heard Cade have some major death going into that corner. Here comes Jagger currently, P1. There's Cade after slamming the wall. Looks like he has some damage. He's apparently ghosted, because I just watched Worst Cod just phase right through him. Obviously, your starting lineup's going to change a little bit with some people not being here. Jagger, P1. Piper, P3 behind him. Brandon, P2. You got Worst Cod here. Looks like he's lined up P5. You have Patton on the outside, P4. Here's Bradley. He's going to be at the caboose now. Baseball Kid's in his respective spot. That looks to be about 8th spot. But no, I'm very excited. There's Cade stopping on the backstretch and doing whatever he does best. And here we go. This should be a very interesting start. We go at the restart zone. The leader, Jagger Tully, is leading, obviously. Us all to green. In that beautiful 20 Sports Clips car. And here we go. Coming to the restart zone. And, actually, we might start the line since it's a road course, silly me. And we are green here at Indianapolis. As Cade has an amazing start. Probably will get black flagged. That's okay, though. We understand that. As they go off into this beautiful turn 1, as there is some death already. It looks like Worst Cod cuts the corner. He'll get a penalty. There's Cade chilling. Piper already taking the lead on that outside, and he'll get it from Jagger. Wow, what an incredible power move. Jagger's coming on the inside, but will get stopped right in its tracks. Some great racing to start off with, as we have some carnage back here. Worst Cod obviously had a penalty to serve as he cut the track. Looks like so far everyone's pretty clean. Got a breakaway from the top 6 now, as it looks to be a drag race down the backstretch. Ooh, BS. Ooh, BS gets in there a little too hard and slams the back of Patton. Obviously, both of them great racers, so they are able to keep going. 6-car breakaway, obviously, and then you have Baseball Kid kind of back here. As, wow, Piper got a penalty. Piper, who was leading, got a penalty. Oh, my goodness. That you will see all night. Penalties are big here, and that elevates Jagger back to the lead. This is only the first lap, ladies and gentlemen. The first lap. As, obviously, Jagger sporting that Sports Clips. See what I did there. In the lead. Worst Cod back here. Look at it from BS's view. You got the 88 in second, but here comes Patton on the inside. What a beautiful move by Patton. Let's get on board with that. Patton takes the spot, no problem. He says, I'm going to show my muscles, and he definitely did. And here comes Patton, and he's going to be hard charging up to Jagger. I gotta say, it's going to be interesting to watch here as Jagger gets a little bit of loose. And wow, and Brandon's under attack from the 14-car BS. He kind of cuts him off. He kind of gives him a little bit of a break, Bradley does. Bradley, obviously a very good road course racer, and he's now under attack from the 42 of Baseball Freak. Some great racing right now, as I'm just being told that the Pistons won, so congratulations to the Pistons. Love them. As now, I mean, it's just a breakaway, 2-car breakaway, and Patton looks to be stellar right now. Jagger must be scared right now. You might need to get Jagger another fire suit. Patton, the man himself. Cade, obviously, doing his own thing. Here comes the man himself. I call Patton the closer. He might get a little mad at me for saying the closer, because he is a Chase Elliott fan. But here he goes to the inside. Side by side for the lead. And it's, a little bit of contact. Obviously not intentional. And Patton's going to get the spot easily from Jagger. Jagger obviously leading the first lap, but now it is all Patton as he takes the lead, no problem. And wow, I think Jagger got a penalty. Oh wow, I think Jagger got a penalty. I have no clue what he did to get a penalty, but he must have gotten a penalty. That is awful for Jagger. As some great racing so far. BS is going to take P2. Wow, what an amazing drive from BS. Starting absolutely dead last in this race, and he's up to P2. Incredible driving by Bradley as he looks to run down, Patton. I mean, is there a chance that this could be a BS win? We'll have to obviously stick around and find out as he looks to be solid right now. And you got the 88 Planters car in third. Let's do a rundown of the field. As you obviously have your leader in Patton, Worscod behind him going a lap down. And P2, you have BS, but BS goes wide. Oh no! That's some carnage. I don't know what happened with Baseball Freak and him, but that is unfortunate. And Bradley falls back to P3, so we got to go back. Now P2 is Brandon, the Planters car. Brandon is going to be very consistent. How he's always been in his career at these road courses. So he may not be the fastest guy, but you'll see him up there because he's got very good consistency. In P3, you have... We'll get to him here. There's Bradley. Bradley's now P3 after, I don't know really what happened. But he's already gaining on Brandon. He'll most likely take that spot. P4 is our pole sitter. Jagger Tully. Jagger in the 20. P5 is the 42 of Baseball Freak. Here he is, going down the front stretch. After him, I really have no clue who is in P6. I'd have to imagine that P6 is Baseball Kid. I have no other way of knowing. And wow, Brandon's off. Brandon's off in the grass. He has a penalty as well. Add insult to injury. That is a huge mistake. I don't know what happened, but unfortunate from him, and double whammy. Obviously, he went off track, and he came to a stop because of his penalty. As the race just keeps going bad, I guess. Here's Cade, Baseball Freak now obviously moving up. Patton is gone. He's a bad man, as we say. He is absolutely gone, as I'm pretty sure we are now coming to lap 6 of a beautiful race. Oh, Piper is in P6, so I just was able to look at his stream and find that out, as I should probably look at Patton's stream as well, because he will be a key factor. Yeah, Patton is live with a great view from the lead, as he's now on lap 6. Obviously, Patton's so key, consistent here. Obviously, I wish I was racing, but the driver standpoint of it coming to full effect. But Patton is super consistent. Obviously, he's one of the consistent racers in this league. I've known him for a while now, and it's great to call him a good friend of mine. And man, he's such a great racer. In my opinion, Patton is probably the toughest person I've had to race with. And I've raced with some great guys in this game. But at the league aspect of it, in every league that I've raced him with Patton, he's clear-cut favorite for a lot of races. Obviously, last season in FRL championship, the 4 was set, and it was pretty obvious that the 4 were the 4 best, as Patton had a really big moment that I missed, by the way. The clear-cut 4 last season in Cup of myself, Chicken, Patton, and I am forgetting someone else, and I'm going to get my behind chewed for not remembering who it is. But Patton, obviously, is such a great guy, great contender for a lot of these, and he's continuing to pull forward from the lead. Let's look at some other people, as looks like Piper now is on the back doorstep of Brandon. That's for P4 actually. So Piper moving up, something must have happened. As Jagger here in P3, I'd imagine P2 is still BS. Yes, it looks to appear that way. And Baseball Kid is around on the on the third sector. I don't know what happened here, but was able to keep going and looked like he didn't lose any spots. As Brandon there in the 88 car. Worst COD in... I mean, at least Worst COD won't finish last tonight. Here's Baseball Freak. Looks as though he is in P6. Good race from him so far. Obviously, with 9 cars, everyone gets top 10 tonight. So, we already know who's going to finish 9th, and we already know who's going to finish 8th. So, if you finish P7, you really are kind of the last car tonight. There's Worst God. He looks like he's coming off having a penalty. I believe that Baseball Kid actually is P7. Here's Brandon again. He's in a pretty... I mean, this is probably the closest battle on track, is the 4th through 6th spot. But, obviously, Piper running 5th in the Great Mountain Dew car. He gets a little wide right there. He's got to check up a little bit. This Planters 88 car is looking pretty stout. As I say that, the commentator curse comes right into full effect as he goes off course, but still able to keep it straight and keep that position still. Not sure when pit stops will happen, but I imagine those will be happening in the next about 4 laps, if I was to guesstimate. Let's take a break here for a moment and sort of look at this full picture. As Indianapolis people get strung out, it's very difficult to commentate at a racetrack like this, as this 3-car battle is going to continue. This is what I'm going to look at for the moment, as we already kind of know that Patton's going to be leading and probably pulling away. So, it looks like Piper is the better car right now. If I was to guess, Piper is the best car in the field, other than Patton. He just looks really stout, and he's inside. It's going to be tough with Cade right there, as Piper checks up, thinking better of it. Piper, a veteran of this league, obviously. He's been here for a long time. He's a father. He's got a loving wife. At the age of, I'm pretty sure he's only 25. So we have some young guys in here. We have some veterans. If you look to be 25 and say that 25 is old, then you know you're doing something right, to my aspect of it, I guess. But Piper, obviously, in the nice looking 9 car here is Brandon. As I actually might have lied about the fuel and how it would be about 2 to 4, maybe 4 laps. As Piper's already got his fuel light on, as pit stops may be happening sooner than what I thought. Is anyone on pit road? Looks like Patton is not on pit road. He stays out. Jagger stays out. Worst COD looks to be out of this race, actually. BS stayed out, obviously. So I'd imagine that everyone comes in this time, as this paddle keeps on going. As the faster you'll get is when the tires are at its worst. With less fuel, you'll that's some great racing, by the way. Looking at it from this on back camera, Brandon Piper, it's not going to get easy from here. Piper gets loose, but he saves it. What a great save from him. Oh, no, he's going around, and that is awful to see. And Jagger had an issue. Oh, my God. A lot of issues happening here on this lap. I mean, the pits are happening this lap. I mean, this is when you try and get your best in-lap, as, Patton said, nice Sunday drive. He's like, I wish that Zander would have raced. No. Some great racing, obviously, to this point, and I would imagine that Patton is coming in this time. No, he's going to go another lap. Wow, that is great fuel mileage. Great economy on the Fords, I guess. As it looks like Piper is going to be pitting this time. That might cost Patton, actually. No, I don't think... Well, it's very close on fuel mileage for this race. So you're going to have about 9 or 10 laps on fuel. This is a 31-lap race. Obviously, you have the benefit of having that first lap being a pace lap, so you can save on that. But to this point right now, as Bob Piper, I just watched on his stream, have a penalty happen, and it looks like Jagger had the exact same thing. A lot of penalties, a lot of mistakes happening in this race, and that's very key to see at this racetrack. But a lot of the time, the mistakes are really not the driver's doings, and are hard to see. As we have some pit stops obviously happening. It looks like Brandon comes in the 88, the 9 car of Piper comes in, and the 20 of Jagger, our pole sitter, is also in. Here at Indianapolis, strategy goes out the window. You're going to take 4 tires. You're going to take 2 cans of fuel every time. It's going to be very difficult to make it on 2 stops, but I will definitely see some people try and do it, and that's how you could win, as Worst God's stopped on the the last corner as BS. I'm not sure if he pitted, but BS is out in a way. I don't. Yeah, I think he did pit because I think Patton is going to come in this time. So everyone pitted on lap 9 except for Patton, who was the leader. He's coming in this time. As don't speed, obviously, that could be detrimental to a race like this for Patton. As last time I checked, he had a 21-second lead to Piper, who was 5th, and yeah. And oh wow! As we're talking about this, the 42 car. Let's try and get to him. 42 of Baseball Freak. Now he's back behind Jagger. He came off very well off pit road and was in P4, but ended up getting a penalty coming out of the pits, and that will catapult him and shoot him back into P6 behind Jagger in 5th. And it looks like he's on the inside of Jagger or the right of Jagger. Jagger is going to block, and getting into this corner, it's tough racing so far for a lot of these racers. As good doing by Jagger and Baseball Freak. They're having some great racing and some great races. It's tough not to say that people aren't going to have a good race, as you know, we have really 8 guys, 7 if you don't count Worst God in this races. Patton's already getting back to Baseball Kid for some lap traffic. Baseball Kid in P7 under attack from the leader of Patton. I would love to know what Patton's gap is a second, because it looks to be about I don't know, 2 laps at this point. Obviously some sarcasm there, but BS honestly is having a very great race in P2. It's going to be difficult for me to say if BS is my driver of the day or if it's going to be Patton, as both of them have come through some adversity, but none other than BS coming through and making some great passes. But obviously the laps led is a big stat in NASCAR, and Patton is doing a lot of leading today. As I like to say and bring this up, I don't know if anyone will ever watch this after the race, but I'd hope that a lot of these racers come over and they watch this race, because it will be posted to YouTube afterwards. So hi, future self. But I like to bring this up, and if Patton's watching after, I'm just gonna laugh, and I'll bring it up to him during the post-race interview. Patton, me and him had a great race here before, and I was able to beat him very closely. But I like to bring up the fact that he ran out of fuel here one time on the last lap and lost the race after dominating. So anything can happen. Love you, Pat. But anything can happen. Penalties are a thing here, especially if you speed. Damage is on. You can get a costly bit of damage. So a lot of things go into these races that a lot of people don't understand or don't realize. But it looks like Cade, I was about to say, it looked like Cade was actually racing. And that's a penalty for BS, as I feel really bad for BS because he just got caught up in trying to avoid Cade. And that is unfortunate for Cade, and to put someone in that situation, obviously not his intent, as now he's going to pull over now. I mean, that sucks for BS, but obviously still P2, so no harm, no foul in that regard. But the gap to P1 is ever growing. It is. I will tell you, it is definitely difficult to pay attention to the race, as Patton does his league. I admire Patton a lot, and I took a lot of tips. I went back and watched a lot of older races from MRL, and the way he does it, it's very unique. And it's very difficult to keep up with this race, especially when it's a road course like this where everyone gets strung out. You really don't know where people are, and anything can happen, and you don't have eyes everywhere. You only have, as Piper, something happened to Piper. Oh, Piper got really loose and got a penalty. So I just watched him on a stream. Unfortunate from him, he's going to fall back to P5. P4 is now Baseball Freak. It's very difficult to understand and see what is happening during the race, because there's so many things that are happening. Like, I just missed the 42 going off track, so Baseball Freak went off track, obviously still able to ride it. You can see Jagger coming into the picture back there, and P6. Obviously not the race he was looking for after starting on pole. He was on pole due to random draw, so we had no qualifying for this. And let's look ahead a little bit, as we have... Oh my god, wow. We're not going to talk about that. Let's look at next week's race, as we have our schedule obviously available to us. So after this incredible Indianapolis road course race, next week we go to Gateway. I'm not 100% sure on Patton's schedule, as Patton is not running full-time, by the way. I want to point this out. Is that the private Patton of Brandon, his real name, Brandon McGinnis. Shout out your alias, Brandon. It's weird calling you Brandon. Patton is on a limited schedule. He's not going to race every race. Brandon and Patton are not racing for points, as they both are going to be just racing for fun and to show some other guys some of their skill. It's more of a preseason type developmental series for FRL. Just seeing new guys like Baseball Freak, he's definitely impressed this season. And obviously we have points to determine of the newer guys. Next week at Gateway, I'd imagine that Patton is going to race at Gateway. I'm not 100% sure of his schedule, but he did tell me that obviously he would race at Indianapolis. Gateway is a great one for him, and I'm pretty sure he'll be there at Darlington. And I'd imagine maybe Iowa as well. This season is a longer one, but obviously it's the only thing we can do for league racing, with Ignition still not having the feature of online lobbies that you can do for leagues. But yeah, we started off our season at the doubleheader last week at Daytona and Talladega. The first Daytona race was won by yours truly, Zander Zaidel. The second Talladega race was won by, I don't even remember. Great stat and broadcasting guy over here. By the way, I strive, if anyone ever cared, I strive to have a career in sports broadcasting. So this is one of the opportunities of why I decided to do this. As I will try and get a degree in sports broadcasting. Here's Piper in the Mountain Dew car. Here's Jagger in front of Piper. No, I'm sorry. Jagger is behind Piper. Worscott still racing somehow. Here's BS quietly having a great day. I say quietly, but I mean, man is on a nice little tear, having a great race. Has looked like the second best car all day. It's going to be hard to try and beat Patton, but good job on BS. As we'll continue to look at the schedule with Ignition, by the way. First and second race of the year, Daytona Talladega. Today, obviously, the Indianapolis road course. Our fourth race is at Gateway, like I said. That will be next week on the 17th. The fifth race of the year is at Pocono. Pocono will be the day before Thanksgiving. The sixth race of the year is Darlington. That will be one of the races I will be in. I love racing at Darlington. I may stream that race for the FRL Twitch account. But that is a great racetrack, in my opinion, and I love racing at Darlington. Seventh is Martinsville. I was thinking about doing Martinsville, but I only want to do one race, as I plan to continue broadcasting. So if you could hit that follow button, that would be greatly appreciated. The eighth race of the year is Canadian Tire. That's the 15th. The ninth race of the year is at Las Vegas. That's the 29th. 10th race is Kentucky. And we have Iowa right after. And the championship will also be that day. Iowa and Auto Club, a doubleheader on the 12th of January 2022. Let's kind of go through the field. As BS, I'm sorry, that's Baseball Kid. He is wrecked on the front stretch. He's just stopped there. Must have had some damage, obviously, as he's hit the inside wall, and he's out of here. Sadly, that is our first disconnect of the night, and it's Baseball Kid. Unfortunate from him. He was having a very good race, and that will unfortunately end it for him tonight, and he will finish P9. Let's go through the field. As obviously in P1 you have this guy who's bad man right here in the 21 car. P2 is BS in the 14. He's hot on his heels, as we say. Definitely not as BS goes wide. Able to keep going. No penalty there. P3. I'm not sure who is P3. I think P3 is Brandon. Yeah, P3 is Brandon. Because P4 is Piper. And I'd imagine after that, P5 Jagger in the 20 car. P6, the guy right behind him in the 42. Baseball Freak, these guys have been nose to tail all race. We'll kind of hone in on this battle a little bit as they continue to impress both of us. I say both of us, I mean just myself. Obviously P5, Jagger, P6, Baseball Freak. P7 was Baseball Kid, but that will go to Worst Cod. Worst Cod's going to be P7, and Cade is going to be now P8, as, I don't know what's going on here. Is there a caution? I believe there's a caution, and that changes everything, folks. There is a caution. Wow. As it's lap 17. So, a little over halfway in this race, and that throws a wrench into everything. It is now a clear-cut two-stopper. No way that someone saves 5 laps here. At least that's my opinion, and that is absurd. That throws... I wonder what the caution was. I'm so confused. That is incredible how that just changes everything. As I'd imagine pits aren't open this time as we wait for the field to catch up. Maybe pits might be open. It's hard to tell. That's just incredible, though. That throws a wrench into everything. As we can look at the field more in depth now, obviously. P1, Patton. P2, BS. P3, the 88 of Brandon. P4, Piper. Obviously, Jagger and Baseball Freak have not yet caught this pack. It looks like Cade's going to be our pace car for tonight. Getting his, giving his crew some screen time, I guess. Obviously, FRL, staple in my life for sure. I've raced here for a long time. As pit road is going to be open this time. No speeding, obviously, and that would be detrimental. As we're still waiting for Jagger and Baseball Freak to get up here. They'll get up here eventually. There's Jagger and P5. Baseball Freak will obviously catch up behind him. He must have had something happen. But a pretty clear cut. Obviously what you'll do is you'll take 4 tires and 2 cans of fuel. And any adjustments if you need it. You don't make much adjustments here. You usually go on a preset 9 or a higher preset. And you go out and you have some fun. I just hear death on the pit road. As I'm looking at Patton's stream, he just had a 15-2 stop. His pit crew was on X Games mode, as the new kids say. As coming off pit road, it looks like Patton will retain the lead. BS will stay in second. Third is Brandon, and fourth is Piper. And then I imagine, unless there's speeding penalties, that P5 will be Jagger and P6 will be Baseball Freak. 7th, Worst Cod 8, Cade. 9th, Baseball Kid, with only lag out / back out / engine failure, whatever you want to call it, of the day. As we're going to get lined up side by side here. Patton elects to take the right side. I'm looking forward to see if anyone would call a strategy call. Obviously, if you get out to a big lead like Patton might, you might want to start saving. As Patton is on my stream, I can see that he is in 4th gear right now. I wonder if Piper is the same right now. Yes, Piper is the same. So everyone is saving fuel. P5 now of Jaggers up here. Pole sitter up to 9th. P6 of Baseball Freak, obviously getting up there in P6. Cade doing a great job as being the pace car. He's not going to finish last tonight, so great job on Cade. And neither will Worst Cod finish last tonight. Top 10 guaranteed for everybody. So if you decide to start in this race, you got a top 10. So sorry, this race is not sponsored by anyone, but I am currently drinking a nice cold glass of Coca-Cola. As it looks like Worst Cod's now catching up. Lap 18, coming to 19 to here at Indianapolis. That will be about 13 to go. Unless someone can save about 3 laps, it looks to be a gas and go type situation. Definitely we'll see some strategy play out if that is the case. But I feel like tire wear is a big key here, as I you know, I just lost some brain cells right there. As, wow, Worst COD killed Patton, but Patton, fortunately, I just watched the stream, had no damage from that. So, interesting stuff going on here. Sorry about that. As we're coming to the restart zone, which will be the start-finish line. Patton with the preferred lane and has the first choice, and is the first one to go. Side by side with Bradley, and here comes Cade coming by. And here comes the green flag back out here at Indianapolis as they're side by side for the lead, going into turn 1. Patton has a little bit of edge now, as he'll break super early and everyone will go by him. Great move by Piper as he'll get the lead off of that. Incredible start. Restart from the 9 cars. Oh no, Piper goes wide. BS to the lead. Oh, they're side by side for P2. Incredible action. And a great move by Piper. He's going to go back to the inside. He's going to try and get the lead. BS on the outside. It's not going to work. Oh, BS. He must have gotten a penalty. As I hear death in the background. Yes, we have death in the background. Oh, no. BS must have gotten a penalty as Piper's still leading. Oh, my God. On Patton's stream, somebody flipped. Unfortunate set of circumstances for Bradley, but obviously with one door opening, another one closes, another door closes, and another one opens. It's just kind of how that goes. As we are under caution. What a restart, though, by Piper. That cannot be underestimated of how aggressive Piper was right there. It's incredibly difficult to outbreak somebody, especially of Patton's caliber. A lot of P's in the field, sorry. That was an incredible move by Piper, and one that Patton definitely took note of, as people were flipping on the backstretch. I hope everyone is okay. Obviously, this is a video game, so it doesn't really matter all that much. Let's do a rundown of the field after that amazing and impeccable restart. This should be a clear cut. You should probably be able to make it here now from field aspect. Some people will, at least. Piper leading. He comes on pit road P1. Patton second. P3 is Brandon. P4 is Baseball Freak. P5 Jagger. P6 I'd imagine is Bradley. Yes, it is indeed. P7 is Worst COD. P8 Cade. P9 Baseball Kid. A lot of baseball connections in the field, like I stated on previous. By the way, it is nowhere close to a. I mean, unless someone can save 3 laps here, it looks to be a clear-cut strategy call at the end of no tires, maybe just 2 tires. I'm curious to see what people do right now for a strategy call. It looks like Patton, for example, will take 4 tires and 1/2 a can of fuel. Interested to see if anyone will take 2 or just take 1. And it looks as though it's a no, and looks like Patton got out in the lead. Yes, Patton did. Patton P1, obviously now. Piper is P2. Great pick. Great job pitting by the picker of the 21, and he'll take the lead back. Piper in second, like I said. P3 looks to be Brandon. P4 Jagger. P5 looks to be Bradley. And P6 is the 42 car of Baseball Freak. Alright, get a little bit of a breather in here. What a race this has been, though. Filled with some wrecks, filled with some dominance, filled with a lot of things. I find the aspect of racing now to be more entertainment than the fact of dominance. Obviously, a lot has changed in NASCAR since before I was even born. If you don't know what I'm kind of alluding to here. A lot of people today say that they hate when someone dominates, and I can agree on some aspects of it. I say points a lot too much. Looking at it from today's perspective, I'll say this, for example. If a 500-lap Bristol race was to be led by Kyle Busch, about 400 of those laps, a lot of people would be bored, and a lot of people would say, we hate races like that. But I like to look at the 90s is a great example, the older NASCAR. When Dale Earnhardt Sr. was dominating races, a lot of people did not complain about that. They loved it. They loved watching Dale Sr. dominate. But now I feel like the aspect changes now just because of the modern day era of entertainment, of looking at this from an entertainment standpoint and not a driver standpoint. And definitely is something to look forward to and look note of. But I think entertaining races can still be ones that are led by one race car driver the majority of the time. Look at the Coke Zero, not the Coke Zero. Look at the Coke 600, when dominated that one race by pace cars off. Dominated that one race by Martin Truex Jr. That was an awesome race in my opinion. Just people look to look at it differently as we're coming to the line now to restart the race. Patton is your leader, and the green flag is back out here at the Indianapolis road course. Side by side for the lead. It looks like Patton will get a little bit of advantage. He's going to block Jagger, and he's going to go all the way down to the bottom. He's going to dive it in more now than he did the first restart, and that is key driving as we have some death behind us. Good job by Patton. They're still kind of side by side. They're side by side for P4 and P3. Piper will quickly fall back behind Patton into P2. P3 is now Brandon in Planter's car. P4 is Jagger. And P5 is now taken by BS. And P6 is Baseball Freak. Now all in a line here. Kind of can throw a blanket under him now. As I'm interested to see if anyone will be able to step up to Patton. Patton dominated before that first yellow came out. And with cautions breed cautions. So I'm interested to see if Piper can keep up with him. As Patton in that stellar 21 car. Got a great looking paint scheme. The All-Star Race paint scheme. As P2 is still Piper's. Under attack now. P3 of Jagger. Looks like Jagger's going to look inside. Nope, nothing there. He's thought better of it. Behind him he's got BS. BS is going to look to try and make his way back to the field as he was running P2 with a great looking car. Some great racing here by all the competitors here. Oh, that's a little bit of contact. No mercy there, and Piper is... Oh, Piper! Oh, Piper. Nice save by him. The minimal damage, but the only damage that will be done is his position. Jagger somehow went from P4 to P2 in the one corner, and that's a dive bomb right there from the 88 of Planter's car, and looks like he's going to get it from him. Oh, no, Jagger catapults on the outside. Some great racing here for P2. Now here's BS. I mean, BS said, "I want to join the party. Let me have some fun." Oh, and Jagger got a penalty. Oh no, Jagger with a penalty, and then we'll catapult P2 to Brandon. P2 now the 88 car. BS trying to come back through the field. I think if BS finishes second tonight, I think that he is the driver of the day. That is incredible racing by him. The 42 car of Baseball Freak lets the 9 go. Actually, he's going to come back on the inside. And, oh, Baseball Freak is around. Off the corner, side by side with Piper. He's around, and he's going to come up and almost got killed by Worscod. Great driving by Worscod. And this battle for P2 is heating up. Patton loves to see that. He's gone. So, now P2 belongs to Brandon, but he's under attack from BS. BS under attack from Piper. It's just a string of cars. Piper is very loose right now. Nice save by him off the corner. BS looks to make that move. Let's look on it from Piper's view. BS on that left side. Brand's on the right side. They're definitely going to dive it in on this corner. BS actually slow in, fast out approach. Brandon the opposite, fast in, slow out. And Brandon is able to keep the lead still. For how long, though? It's the real question. How long will BS be able... Brandon be able to hold off... Oh my god, Patton got a penalty! No way! Oh, wow! Sorry for the screaming and the headphone users, but Patton got a penalty! Oh my goodness! What a circumstance of events. The P1 is the 88 car. Wow. Obviously, Patton is not out of it. That's the great thing about having such a big lead, is that with that mistake, he's still here in P4 and still can take the lead. But wow. Looking at this from the strategy standpoint, maybe Patton was able to get out to a nice little sizable lead and try and save some fuel. That might be gone now. Wow. P4 now Patton. P1 Brandon. P2, BS. P3, Piper. Piper's getting loose off the corner. Patton's going to go around on the outside. Oh, they made some contact. And it sounds like... Oh, yeah, Piper did indeed go around. Well, not go around, but hit the wall. On Patton's stream, it looked as though just a little bit of contact, unfortunate. And Jagger's around. Jagger around, maybe with worse COD, not sure. And the 88! Oh my god, I missed it! Brandon went wide from the lead. Leaders making mistakes today. Oh my goodness, I missed it. The 88 of Brandon just completely missed the first corner. And BS takes the lead. Oh my gosh. What is happening? This race is all out of sorts. Jagger's still wrecking. What is happening? Huh. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. P1, BS. P2, Piper. P3, Brandon. P4, Piper. I'd imagine that P5 is Jagger. As the A car of Baseball Kid is out of this race. Looks as though Cade is left. And Baseball Freak is going to come off pit road. Some strategy being played. I kind of like the call. If you get a caution, you'll be the leader. So I like the idea of the strategy call. We cannot go away from this. This is where you want to set your eyes at, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not watching it right now, I feel bad for you. An incredible race that is shaping up to be filled with strategy, filled with tough, hard racing, and to be filled with a multitude of mistakes. I would say there's 3 ways this race can be won. Strategy, pace, mistakes. If you can manage all 3 of those, you might walk out of here with a win. And BS now steady in the lead. Patton right on his heels. Not that far back, because Patton, man, he breaks very late into that corner. Still able to get a nice little run. As he's catching him. It's going to be a great finish. As it's about 7 to go in the race. But with Patton's fuel, I just looked at his fuel gauge. He has about 5 laps of fuel. So tough race, obviously. Might come down to some strategy. Might not come down to some strategy. We'll have to obviously find out. As the gap between the first and second place car is 2 seconds. Obviously, it could be either one of these guys finishing in victory lane. Obviously, the top 3 will get interviews today. So if that's an incentive to go out and push harder, I guess that's a thing. I'm very excited to see how this shapes up and folds. As I would love to go look at some other people, but this battle for the lead is going to get intense here in just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen. As it's now down to 1 second. Here comes Patton, hard charger after the mistake. Can he validate himself after the mistake? Let's find out. Obviously, both of these guys have had to come through some adversity today. Patton, starting P4, was able to get the lead quite early after a big breakaway of Patton to about a 20-second lead. And caution comes out. Patton gets passed from the lead, put back in second. Pit crew gets him out front. And Patton just had that mistake happen, so he had to charge from 4th to now where he is. BS. BS started last, ladies and gentlemen. BS started dead last on the field and is leading right now. He's had to come to the field twice today. So if that's any incentive to push harder, I don't know what is. And this race for the win is going to shape up. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Strategy will play a factor, and racing will play a factor. As, to be honest with you, if I'm someone like Patton, I know I cannot make it, why not just pit early? Why not just pit early and try and take your cuts? It's 5 to go now. That's lap 27 to 31. As, wow, that was close racing. That was almost looked to be contact between Patton and BS. BS still holding the lead. There was no contact looking back at it on Patton's stream. Just very close. And here comes Patton. Patton looking to make a move on the leader BS. BS cars He's in the 14. The private Patton in the 21 car. Looks like Patton. Oh no, BS goes wide. That's going to open the door for Patton. Oh, and Patton gets loose. Oh, and we have some wrecking in front. The 48 car of Worscott is... I don't know where he is. It's hard to see. Worscott is a legit moving barrier as he gets out of the way. And as we have a little bit of a gap, let's kind of go through the field a little bit. P1, obviously, BS. P2 is Patton. P3, I'm pretty sure, is Brandon. And, oh, here's the battle for the lead. I almost missed it. Patton looking on the left side. He's going to get side by side with BS coming off of the last corner here in Indy. And it looks like BS is going to give it to him. Did BS pit? BS is pitting. I love that call. BS down pit road, giving up the lead after he was side by side with Patton. And Patton will take over the lead, and he'll try and make some qualifying laps happen. It's lap 28 now. 4 laps to go. Patton is going to have to pit. Is there anyone that's going to try and save fuel and win? A lot is happening right now, ladies and gentlemen, and that is what makes Indianapolis such a great racetrack. The top 5, by the way, first Patton, second is going to be Piper after the BS pitting. Brandon will go into third. So yeah, let's take a look through the field as we have time. Patton leading, Piper second as he goes wide. He'll be able to keep going though. P2 Piper. P3 is Brandon. He's behind Piper. You can see him in the distance. P4. I have no clue who is P4. I think P4 is I think it's Baseball Freak, and I think P5 is Jagger. I must be forgetting. And Jagger spin now. It's Worscott. I must be forgetting somebody. No, I don't think I am. All right, well, here's Patton. Patton's coming in this time. Money stop. Hopefully he did not speed. That would throw a wrench into our having fun of strategy. And I think he might have. I think he might have sped. I'm not sure if black flags are on or not, but I think he might have sped. I'm not sure, ladies and gentlemen. I guess we'll find out here in a moment. But I can see from Patton's stream, he's just taking fuel only. And let's see if Patton's stop was a speed. And it was not. So Patton will come out. And the order is kind of shooken up currently. As Piper's also on pit road. It looks like he actually might have wrecked on the pit road. I'm not sure. This is the battle we want to look for, though. BS coming off of the final corner, now going into turn 1. No Patton in sight. There's Brandon. Brandon must have just came off pit road. It looks as though BS might have done some strategy. He might have just taken 2 tires, or maybe took 4, as the rest of the field took either none, or, you know, strategy is definitely being played here. As I look at Piper's stream, he took 4. Differing agendas, different strategies, and that will ultimately see how the race portrays itself. And there's Jagger. Jagger not obviously having the finish that he would hope, but still a solid day all around. You got to look at it half full and not half empty. While we have a break in the action for a moment, I'd like to say happy Veterans Day to everybody. Thank you to everyone who has served our nation. Tomorrow is a representation of all those who have served previous and now. So we want to say happy Veterans Day to all that have served. Thank you for your service. As Patton looking to get the win tonight. Dominant race from him. He has looked to be the class of the field for majority of the night. Obviously, you had some BS up there, as we have 2 to go right there at the line. And it looks to be a wreck. Jagger spinning. Obviously, we'll keep green. It looks like Brandon's back on pit road. Brandon might have been forced. It might have been scheduled, but that is unfortunate from Brandon's aspect, as he was looking to get a P3. Unfortunate from him. I wonder what the order currently is. Piper is P4. So it's P1 Piper, P2 is, I'm sorry, P1 is Patton. P2 is BS. P3 is Brandon still, I believe. P4, there's a battle for P4. It's between it's between Piper, and Piper is saving his car. What an immaculate save from Piper. I just watched that on stream. That is the clip of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Right then and there. You just watched it. This is the last lap. Coming to the last lap for Patton. We'll get to him in a moment. But this is a great race right here for P4. As Baseball Freak went wide. That opens the door for Piper to get back on a P4. And Piper goes wide. That opens the door for the P4 of Baseball Freak. And he's going to get a penalty. Unfortunate set of circumstances right then and there. That was going to be a great battle for P4. Piper had another great save, by the way. Piper is adding to his highlight reel today. But none of this matters. It's the white flag here at Indianapolis, sponsored by Credit One Bank. The man you see right then and there, the private Patton, Brandon, is the sole reason if you look up the definition of dominance, you'll see a picture of Private Patton, Brandon McGinnis, whatever you want to call him, class act of the field as Jagger tries to put up a fight to him. It's been a pretty outstanding FRL career to this point for Patton. I want to point out, obviously, not a champion of FRL, but man, is he close too many times. Private Patton, obviously a team owner, a league owner with MRT, and he just went wide for no reason. And wow. What just happened? I don't know. The private Patton, Brandon McGinnis, Patton is going to take the checker flag and he wins at Indianapolis. What just happened? P2 is BS. But obviously, Brandon Patton, or whatever you want to call him, has had a great career in FRL to this point. Obviously, no championships, but man, has he been a dominant force in every series and every single car he gets into. And he is the winner today here at Indianapolis. Just about 15 minutes to get this race done and over with. And I'm so confused with what had happened. I'm not sure what happened. Nevertheless, though, a P1 finish for Patton, P2 BS. It looks as though P3 is gonna be Piper. Piper is gonna get P3, I think. And the guy who said he really didn't have a chance today is gonna end up getting P3, P4 right behind him. That's Brandon. After coming down pit road in extra time, he's still gonna get P4. And if we can get to the 42 car. And here is Baseball Freak. He'll come in and he'll finish P5. Jagger finished P6, 7th for Worst COD, 8th for Cade, and 9th for... 8th was Baseball Kid, 9th was Cade. Interesting turn of events at the end. I'm not sure what happened at the end. We'll have to ask. But nevertheless, that is a race over with, and your final results again. 21 of Patton winning, BS to 14. P2, P3, the 9 of Piper, P4, the 88 of Brandon, P5, Baseball Freak, P6, Jagger, P7 was the 48 of Worst COD, P8, Baseball Kid, and P9 was indeed Cade. Thank you, everyone, for an amazing race today. Obviously, we will get you some post-race interviews, as we'll obviously start off with Piper. But before we get into our post-race interviews, let's look at the standings. Patton with the fastest lap by a little over 7/10. As that was a very good lap from Patton indeed. Go ahead and take a look at that. My driver of the day, I'll give it to you right now, right here and then. I'm going to give it to BS. BS is my driver of the day. I believe that he was the best car other than Patton, and he came to the field twice. A stellar race from BS for sure. All right, let's get Piper up in here. Let's get Piper into the booth. We'll ask him how his race was. We'll ask him a few questions, and then obviously we'll go up the field. But let's get Piper in here for an interview. Here's Piper. A P3 for Piper. Let's get the 9 car of Chase Elliott right here. And we'll wait for him to get into the lobby. We're gonna wait for him to get in here. All right. As we are getting everyone in here, I need to get BS in here. Hold on 1 second. Once we get BS in here, we'll obviously get on with our post-race interview. I saw from your point of view, we'll obviously get to your that will definitely be one of your questions, sir. Is can any of you actually add BS in here, because my PlayStation is running slow? Thank you. Is he appearing offline? All right. Well, let's wait for him to get in here. But again, we'll go over the final order, obviously, of this race. As it was a stellar one for sure, filled with multiple different strategies and some hard racing for sure. P1 is Patton in the 21 car. P2 was BS in the 14. P3 was Piper in the 9 car. Super Speedway God himself. P4 was Brandon in the 88. P5 went to Baseball Freak in that 42 car, and P6 was Jagger, who started on pole. Obviously did not finish on pole, an unfortunate end to his race. P7 was Worst Cod. P8 was Baseball Kid, and finishing out the top 10-ish, the top 9, was the 43 of Cade. We're still waiting for BS to get in here, but we might as well start off since we're waiting on him anyways. He's P2. All right, Piper, how you doing, sir?
Good, man. How about you?
Oh, I'm always doing great. Obviously, I had some high hopes for you this race, and it looks like you lived up to that expectation. I was looking at your stream. You look like you had a highlight film type race today, saving your car. Was your car like too loose, or was it just the track? What was going on?
No, so that was just me just trying to be aggressive. Um, yeah, I was just trying to be aggressive and kept getting loose. It was a really frustrating race. I was irritated before the race started. During the pace lap, I was putting eye drops in. I've got something in my eye.
Oh.
So, I kept getting penalties. That race was really frustrating. I wanted a lot more out of tonight. But P3 was good. It was still a fun race.
For sure, and a fun race to watch from the booth, especially. The penalties were a big thing tonight. I have to ask the opinion of a lot of people, because I know what my opinion on this track is. Do you think that Indianapolis should be less strict with the corner cutting and everything?
Honestly, no. Because I really enjoy this track, and tonight was like the most penalties I've ever had on this track, and I really think it had to do with my eye being bothered. I don't think the penalties are that strict. I think it's really easy to get around this place as long as you stay on the track.
Well, there you go. Obviously, my opinion is a little different. I think it should be not as penalizing, but I think it should still be tough to get around here. And thank you, Piper. Congratulations on a P3 tonight. I had faith in you. I had faith in you.
Thanks, man.
As P2 is BS, but he is not in here. BS is slacking, I guess. Let me try texting him. Slacker. We'll wait a second before we get to you, Patton. We might be skipping BS for a second.
What did you think of the race?
Oh, I thought it was honestly, to start off with, it turned out to be more of a sleeper, but then obviously it changed with the caution. So, I think it was a great race all in all from a lot of people. Now, I just can't wait to ask what happened at the end.
I can't wait to answer that question.
So, I I get I don't know where BS is. Obviously, he's taking his jolly time on getting in here, and we might as well skip him for the moment, and we'll go to obviously our race winner. I gotta find Matt DiBenedetto. Um, Here he is, Matty D. What team were you in? It was the All Star scheme. All Star scheme. All right, Patton, how you doing, sir?
Well, I'll tell you what, right there. I choked that win away, and then I got it back all in the same corner, basically. Essentially, all right. So let's skip the entire like race and just go straight to the last lap. Basically that lap, of course, we're always we're joking in the chat, and all of that, Jagger being Jagger, and then I see him wind up. I'm just like, oh god, here we go, and I am so late on the brakes that I just go straight on. I full on Kevin Harvick that corner with Chase Elliott. I was just like, oh, I am about to get made a fool of, and I did. I actually, I now have egg on my face because of that. So I went straight into there he is. I went straight into the wall, and then I got stuck by Jagger, who also went straight into the wall. So I couldn't. I had to drop down in gear. I had to wait for him to ghost. Until I could just go. And then that's when BS started coming in, and he was alongside right there. But then he got a course penalty on that corner right there. And then, okay, so the biggest thing all day is people running into each other. That's how most of the cautions came on out. Is coming off the corners, and they didn't know that they had a course penalty. They just appear stopped on track. I don't know why or how, but BS immediately ghosted for me, and I just went right through him, and that's how I got it. BS, I'm so sorry that happened, but that was a phenomenal finish. I will fully admit I lucked into that because I choked that win away.
Well, that is definitely something. And I was watching the stream. It looked a lot different on my end. So my commentary went about the lines of what is happening right now. A definite interesting finish to say the least. I got one more question for you, Pat, and then we'll go back to BS. Was your car good? I mean, it looked pretty good out there in the lead for the majority of the race. Was the car good?
Yeah, if I could kind of put it like I guess like a scale type of thing. Like it felt like it fired off like in the initial part of the race, like very, very similar to how it finished. I didn't really get better. I didn't really get worse. So it was just like I was running like on average like mid 124. So like when on a good lap I was hitting 24 flats. But honestly, it just kind of plateaued. But then it seemed like BS. He just improved on his car, so he didn't fire off quite as good, but he got better and better. And in fact, there was a couple laps where we were straight up like matching lap times. So he definitely got better. I definitely did not. So it definitely was a good race in that regard.
Well, nevertheless, congratulations, Patton, on a win. You almost made me look like a fool there. I was kind of doing the Rick Allen last lap where he kind of explains a little bit about the person, and I was explaining a little bit about you, and then that all happened, and I had to stop with that. But the turntables as well. It's nice to interview you. Hopefully, it feels great for you to actually like get an interview, as you're always the interviewee.
Oh yeah, it always gotta take them while they can. You never know when you're going to get your next win.
For sure. And now we head over to the 14 car, and I have to go to Tony Stewart. Congratulations, BS, on a P2. Obviously, almost had the win right there. And I also want to point out you are my driver of the day, as you've had to come through some pretty big adversity from the back to the front, from the front to the back to the back to the front. It was a very roller coaster type day. How was your car today, sir?
My car was probably second or third best. I don't know what the 42 had when he was by himself. It seemed like he had some speed and then he would get collected and stuff, but car was good. I think I struggled to get the rhythm down from having to try to get my way through the field and then having to find the rhythm after that. So I think that's part of why I fired off a lot slower, but I I, I think once I got out to be by myself and I could just run laps and the car was fine.
Well,
Except when Cade was in the middle of the track and I
well,
had to
yes,
dodge him
and
and get
I feel
penalty.
really bad for you for that. I was on live while watching that happen, and my commentary was definitely in shock because I felt very bad for you at that moment. But looking at it from a whole, though, P2 is still very good. And obviously, you had the caution to kind of bring you and Patton a little bit together, and it was good for my pleasure of watching. Um, you texted me earlier on this week that asking for some advice on how to get around here and what you think what you should do to get better here. What did you do to get better here? Because I mean, before I've always thought of you as a pretty good road course racer, but today you were head above shoulders. Uh, how did you prepare?
I ran like 100 laps here trying to get comfortable with the track and make sure that I could get as many points as I could at the end of the day. I didn't expect to have a shot at the win. Uh, they handed it to me and then I choked it, so that was fantastic. But it's still a P2 with a lap lead. I don't know if the lap lead actually means anything for points, but it is what it is. I guess I'll just finish second every race and win championship like I did in MRL because that's all I could do anymore.
Hey, I mean, look at Daniel Hemrick. For sure. I mean, consistency is key, and BS, if there's anyone that if you look up in the dictionary, consistency, your name will definitely be there right at the top. Pretty stellar day and a pretty stellar race for sure. Any closing thoughts from any of our top three?
Uh,
Good. Oh,
thank you
oh,
guys
okay,
for
there he is.
everything that thank you guys for everything that you do. Xander, thank you for putting on a stream to broadcast the race. Hopefully, it was enjoyable up there as it was down here for all of us. And thank you everyone in FRL for letting me come on in and race. Looking forward to next week the Gateway.
Yeah, thank you for the broadcast.
Yeah, thank you guys for the great racing out there for me to commentate on it. So you will be racing next week, Patton. I don't really know what your schedule is like. I was talking about that actually on the race broadcast, but all in all, a
Yeah,
very
actually,
good race. What races are you racing, sir?
so after that is so we have Gateway, and then I am going to take a small break and then come back for Darlington, and then
Mm.
another break in Iowa.
And that's what I figured. I told them on the stream. I figured that's what it was going to be. But that's a little bit of a sidetrack right there and a little bit of a tangent and not how we planned it. All right, everyone. Let's have a nice night. Our top three here. Congratulations to all three. Obviously, P1 for Patton, P2 for BS, and P3 for Piper. Thank you all so much for watching. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their night. Take it easy, everyone. I had to do it. Had to do it.